All right, what's up, worldwide family? Welcome back to the channel, Jimmy Flippin' Disc. Thank you so much for joining me. Wanted to stop and talk to y'all because I've been missing you, and that's the way it goes. So I appreciate y'all watching, appreciate y'all viewing the channel and whatnot. There are a couple things that are on my mind today, and that I hope that you find interesting. One of them is in my life, the U.S. Customs and Border Patrol filer code. I was able to actually get the request for that done. If y'all are interested in that, y'all let me know. I am working on becoming a importer, sourcing domestically, retail arbitrage, thrift arbitrage, online arbitrage. Those things will still happen, but I'm trying to roll in the sourcing in mass quantities, as mass as this small reseller can go. But buying 500 of one thing rather than 2 or 5 or 20 or 1, it just, for me, it seems more long-term feasible, more scalable. And I know for sure the business model that I have at the moment of going from store to store, these road trips, is not an easily feasible business model that will get me to 1 million a year annually. However, importing has that ability long term. So that's what I am pursuing. There is a second thing. Like I said, that will happen in the next couple weeks. That'll be one step closer to me importing. There is some other steps involved, and I'll let y'all know as those go on. But another thing that I have been thinking about today, and actually over the last couple of weeks, for y'all that know me, know I'm operationally minded, the efficiency of what I do and the payoff that I get from it. And I know over the last year there has been a lot of resellers talking about multi-platform listing and whatnot, and I say whatnot in common usage, not that platform, but through wherever you are selling. If you are traditionally at eBay, for Mercari and for, Facebook Marketplace and Poshmark and Etsy and you name it, la-di-da, I mean, it just goes on. There are so many platforms that you can become a part of, and I have looked at it over the last year. I kind of got on the bandwagon as far as more platforms equal more money, and that's just, that's the way it is. So I would take the time to manually put them all in, and that's, taking one listing and putting it on eBay, putting it on Poshmark, putting it on Facebook Marketplace, putting it on Mercari, and then when it sells on one, going to each and every one and deleting it off of there, and the time that takes over and over repeatedly of the listing on sites that don't sell as fast, that don't have the velocity or the volume in sales as the other one. So you put it on the slower moving sites, it doesn't sell there, and then you end up having to pull it off. Or even if it does, then you have to go to multiple platforms to pull it off. And the time that it takes, it's like, why can't I just list more? Why shouldn't I just list more on the heavier moving platforms and leave the other ones alone unless I've got nothing to do? And even then, is it really worth it? And for me, it's not. So I have cleared my Poshmark closet. I have stopped selling or stopped listing on Mercari. Bonanza, since it's an automatic, I am still doing it for the time being, but the way they are trampling over fair trade laws, as far as forcing you and penalizing you to use their shipping company, is ridiculous, and it's downright illegal. But nevertheless, I sell $100 a month on there, and it doesn't take much more time other than the shipping platform, having to navigate their dinosaur of a platform in order to do that, which is just absolutely absurd. But I haven't deleted that account yet, but I do feel that it is imminent that will be gone, because they really are, now that they have made that so full of friction, that shipping process. They've taken all of the benefit of their platform, the ease of their platform away, which is unfortunate. And then there's the automated ones. And a lot can be said about the automated ones. But what are they, 30, 45, $50 a month, every month? I mean, that's, 500, 360 to 500 on up a year for them. And most of them don't auto, what do you call that? Auto end your listings. So there's still maintenance behind those, right? And for me, how much money, even if I pay them an extra 30 and I sell another $300, you've cut my profit in half. You've cut all the time me working for that product in half. For me, it's not feasible. I don't know about for y'all. Maybe if you're a bigger seller than me, I think once I become a bigger seller, that might be feasible. But even with $100,000 a year annual, it's just not profitable for me to entertain the idea of an automated listing. So y'all let me know what you think about that and whether or not it's worth it for you. Maybe I am not looking at it with the right perspective. So y'all help me out. Let me know what your feeling is, because as I see it just in math, as far as the math goes, it seems like, and I guess this has a lot to do with what your percentage, what your margin is on profit, but it almost seems for myself to not cut myself so short that I would have to sell an additional $2,000 to $3,000 a month on the automated stuff in order for it to be worthwhile. So let me know if I'm missing something, because I definitely am not the brightest or the sharpest crayon in the box at all times. I think I have my moments, like most of us do, where business has been decent overall for me, considering what it was this time last year, running about double the numbers. So that's very, very cool. It's still not enough. I have decided, I didn't tell y'all yet, maybe I should on this. My family came by, and we've done some talking, some catching up. I got to go out to eat. Very, very cool. We were looking at spending some more time, possibly everything, them coming back or whatnot. The store was a lot, guys. When you take a house and you fill it with merchandise, right? That's a shock on the system for people for the normal people that aren't resellers. Let's see. Yeah, this is two-way. But nevertheless, so what I'm getting to is, I do believe, rather than insulating the whole shipping container and framing it out, that I'm just going to roll the stuff out there that isn't going to be hurt by being out there, provided that I can keep the ventilation going and keep the temperature down to below 100 and above 32, and then frame it out as I can, or frame out another one for the more sensitive stuff. And maybe that's how I split the stuff up, is whether or not you need climate control or not. That way I'm not needlessly climate controlling stuff that really isn't affected by it, and that way I can slow the amount of energy necessary for it to happen. Maybe that's the way it should go. But at any rate, that's going to speed up here pretty soon, I do believe, where I've been wanting to get my house back. I am tired of living in an e-com store. Now that may happen as the flow of inventory happens. It may be inevitable. You know, I've doubled every year. I think the shipping containers are an excellent way to stay on top of that. But I may not be able to eliminate the e-com in the house completely. We'll see as time goes on. Uh, Plus, I don't know if I would necessarily want to be on the property, out of the house all day long, like a regular job. It may just seem too regular. But sales are, yesterday I made almost half of what I need to off of the e-com store. And this time last year I was talking about, you know, I'm steadily eliminating bills. Like if I make $6 a day, that's my electric bill. Like that was, I remember this time last year, that was the goal. And this year, the goal was for it to be fully self-sustaining, and I have not quite got there. But inventory levels have doubled, sales have doubled, stale inventories reduced, like so many beautiful things as it's evolving. It's just not quite up to ready. You know, it's still an infant. You know, we're 2.5, 3 years into this thing, and I'm not quite fully self-supporting yet. But thanks to some side stuff, it's been beautiful. The business is now, with the side stuff, able to also expand, because I was taking for a moment the vast majority of the profit from the business for living expenses. You know, it was taking almost all of it, and that doesn't facilitate growth at all, right? With the side stuff now, I can, you know, add, you know, whatever, even if it's only $20 a day back into the business on top of the cost of goods that I'm bringing back in. You know, the business at that point is growing almost $10,000 a year by doing just $20 a day. And thankfully, many days I'm able to contribute. The side gig is able to contribute much more than that back towards more inventory. You know, because right now I'm sitting right at 90,000, and with any luck, next year I'll be at somewhere between 250 to 300 conservatively, and if I have a really good year, maybe I'll hit 500. Maybe. I mean, maybe. Why not? Let's go for it, right? But I appreciate y'all being with me. Y'all let me know though on if you want to know what it takes to do the U.S. Customs and Border Patrol filer code request. If you're interested in any of that, that way I can go more into depth with it and even show you the research that I've done as far as what needs to happen and what I've done to get there. Y'all let me know on that. Y'all let me know on the multi-listing platforms how that's worked for you. Short of that, guys, I hope sales are just going, man. I know February is slow, so y'all don't lose hope. Another month or so, it'll be on up till Christmas again. So y'all have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you tomorrow, all right? Bye.